Hello everyone, today we are going to introduce our topic for today is data analysis using R, and we are going to go through the course objectives, and here we've listed at the end of 6 weeks course we plan to cover understanding the basics of R programming language. We are also going to look at how to import, manipulate and clean data using R. Our third objective is to create effective data visualization. The fourth objective is to perform basic statistics analysis in R. And lastly, we're going also to look at developer foundation for further advanced R programming and data analysis. Our course outline is as follows. Week 1, we intend to cover introduction to R. And under introduction to R, we will look at what is R and why do we use R. We'll look at the interface of R Studio and how to set it up. We'll look at some of the basic syntax and operations that are available in R. Then lastly, we'll look at variables and data types. Week 2, our intention is to cover installation of R packages and some of the resources that are available. Week 3, we will look at, week 3 and 4, we look at module 3, and module 3 entails data handling in R. And here we look at data structure, importing and exporting data, manipulating data using dplyr and tidyverse among other packages, and also handling missing data. Module 4, we intend to cover data visualization. And here we will introduce ggplot, creating bar plots, scatter plots, and histograms, among other visualization. We'll also look at customization of plots and exporting these visualization, be it to PDF, JPEG, or Word document. Our topic 5, that is module 5, we are going to look at statistical analysis. And here we'll delve deeper into descriptive statistics in R, performing hypothesis testing, regression analysis, correlation analysis, and also we'll look at survival analysis. Module 6, we intend to cover mastering R Markdown. And here we'll introduce you to R Markdown, how do you embed R code, documentation, and lastly, customization and themes. Our module 5 will entail project, and here participants will work on a real-world data analysis project using R, and then they'll also make a presentation. A bonus topic that we've introduced is sentimental analysis. In other words, we refer to it as qualitative analysis. We'll look at how do you load qualitative data, perform data management, and also data analysis using R. Throughout the course, we expect to be performing some quizzes and assignments, and also before you get your certificate of completion, you must submit your final project and perform presentation. With that much, I want us to introduce ourselves to R. Thank you for listening. These will be our introduction. So I'm going to introduce you to R interface. And R interface has 4 screens. As you can see, we have the editor window where I've placed my cursor. This is the editor window. Below the editor window, we have the console window. This area here is our console window. After the console window, we have the environment window. And lastly, the plot window. We're going to look at these windows in details. So, as you can see, this will be our editor's window. This is our editor. Below it here, we have our console. And here, this section here is our environment. And right now, our environment does not have anything because we've not loaded any syntax in it, so it is blank. Then this section is plot and others windows. So this is plot and others window. What happens at the console? So we are going to describe each and every section. So we start with editor's window. The editor's window is the main area where you write and edit R scripts and codes in the source editor. You can open and create a new script in this section here. The console window is where R codes are executed and where you can see the output of your commands. The environment window shows the current workspace and object in memories. Then lastly, the plot window is the plane that our graphical plots, this section here, is the plane where our graphical plots will be displayed. Having said that, we want to look at the menu bar. On your menu bar, you have the file, and under file, you can create new projects, you can open new scripts. Then you have the project where to create your project. If you want to open file, if you want to save your work, you can save it from this section. Also, it gives you a leverage of importing your data. You can import your data as a text, from a text, a CSV file, an SPSS file, a SAS file, as well as a stata file. You also have the editors, and here you can go back, you can go forward, you can undo, redo, cut, copy, paste within, or select all, among others. Then we have the code window, and here it gives you, if you want to insert a section, you want to jump, you want to go to a file, you come to your code window. There's also a provision if you want to terminate, to have terminal, to go to the source of your document, the source file, and what have you, you go to the code editor. We have the view option, and here it allows you to zoom your visualization. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, among others. Then plots, also to go to the next and previous plots. The most important tool that I want us to look at is the tools, under tools. So for you to customize your window to look more or less the same as my window, you go to tools, then global options. Under global options, you can click appearance, go to appearance, then you can increase the font size of your RStudio. You can also change the theme. Currently, I'm using the theme Tomorrow Night Bright, but you can change it to Tomorrow Night Blue. As you deem fit, then you click Apply and OK. But I prefer Tomorrow Night Blue. So I click Tomorrow Night Bright, Apply, then OK. Let's look at how to comment. If you're to add comments on your RStudio, how do you comment? You use a hash sign. A hash sign. We use this one to comment. For example, I can say my R file or my R class. So if I execute this comment, if I run this comment, when I click, I highlight the script, then I go to this section here, I click run, you go to your console window, nothing has happened. Because in your environment, you don't have an object, under what you've executed, there is no result. The first line tells you about the syntax that you've executed. The second one tells you about the result of the syntax that you've executed. As you can see, on the console, there's only what I've run, and there's nothing that has been executed. And that implies that that particular script is a comment. Let's try something else. Let's say we don't start with a hash button, But we start with summation because you can use RStudio as a calculator. We can say 23 add plus 24. When you highlight this section and you click on run, you go to your console. The first line, it is 23 plus 4. The next line, you have 47, because when you add 23 to 24, you get 27. And for my case, you'll see that the output will be in white, the color of the output will be white, and the color of the code that I've just executed is purple. Let's create an object. How do you create an object? For example, you have an object called y, and you're saying this y, you want to store inside y a value 23 plus 24. So this syntax, how do we interpret this syntax in R? This syntax instructs R to create an object called y. Then inside this object, we are telling y to store summation of 23 plus 24. So the value that will be stored inside y will be 47. Let's highlight and run. When you go to your console window, you see what has been executed, but there is no output because it was creating an object. When you go to your variable window, your environment here, you see that there's an object that has been created, and inside this object there's a value 47. This 47 came from 23, this 23 here, plus 24, and that one gave us 47 that has been stored. Let's create another object and call it R, and we use less than minus sign. We want to store R negative 12. So here we are telling R, create for me an object called R. And inside this object, store a value that is negative 12. Let's execute this, highlight the line, click on run, and you have your two objects that have been created. Therefore, we can use the two objects to perform mathematical function. For example, we can say y plus r. What is the result? So let's execute y plus r, and you see now y plus r, the result is 35, because inside y was 47 and inside r was minus 12. Therefore, it is 47 minus 12 will give you 35. Now that we know how to create objects, we want to start working on our class for this week. How do you clear the screen? There's a broom here, you clear, it will wipe everything. You come to the top part again, you clear, and also it will ask you, are you sure you want to remove all objects? Because these are objects that we've created. And we say, yes, we want to remove all objects. This section here, you highlight and you press delete, and everything will be deleted. Good practice is not to work from the editor windows, but to work from the script. To open a script, so for you to open a script, you'll come here and say File, then New, and Script. We want to start working from the script. Then once you have your script, you need to save it. You come here and say that I want to save my script, save. Then a pop-up will appear. You give it a name, and we will give it a name, my R class. Because this is our first R class, this will be my R class. So I can say my first R class. Then I go to location where I want to save it. For my case, I want to save it inside my R class. Then this is my first R class, and I click OK. Now is to add some flavor into our plain R script. So first of all, I want to put comment just to show what I'm doing. And I like using this box just to show what I'm doing. So here will be that one, this section. And now I move to the center and I say my project, because this is my first R project and I'll call it my project. So I'm just typing. Once I have it there, I'll come to this section here. I need a hash button again. Then I'll type author. Who is the author? So you can use your name. And for my case, I'll use my name, as you can see, so that somebody who is interacting with this work, they'll be able to know who is the author. The date when this project was created, it is today. Today is on 10th. Today is on 21st October 2023. Once I've done that, just to add it to make it look neater and pleasant, I can add a straight line below it to show that that's the end of it. Then I push it to the middle so that it is aligned. It is aligned with my title here, almost there. Then also the date, put it in the middle. And you can see the way it's looking beautiful. So even you, I'd like you to try and ensure that you have your title. You have your title at the top. Then also, you put it inside a box. So this is just to make your work look neat and pleasant. If you share it with your supervisor or you share it with your colleague, they'll see the effort that you've put in place to achieve this aesthetic. So for me, that one, we are done with commenting. So that's how you comment. You add comment in R. The second step that we want to cover, the second thing that you need to do, you need to set your working directory. What do I mean by saying setting working directory? Setting working directory means that you instruct R to the folder that they'll access our files. So if you want to change the location of your folder, you use the command setting working directory. So that is our task one, how to changing my folder location. So if you want your folder location to be changed, you use the function set. So here I'll type set wd, then opening and closing bracket, double quotations. Then I go to my file. I go to my program here. I want my R to access the folders, one of the files that is inside these folders. There are two ways. So here you right click. You can right click, click edit. Then it will highlight the path. Then you copy the path. Once you've highlighted the path, you copy it. You copy. Then you go to your R and paste it inside here. Right click, then paste. R does not recognize single backslash. It recognizes double backslashes. So here we'll have add one slash, add another one. Where there's a backslash, you add another slash, and you'll have your path ready for execution. So you highlight and you click on run. As you can see here, this syntax has been executed successfully. And you can see also up here, you have your R folder This is the folder that we are accessing. To confirm that that has already taken place, we are going to do task 2. Our task 2 now is to check the folder. What are we checking? The folder we are working on. So we are checking the folder we are working on. How do you do it? You use the function get working directory. You use the function get working directory. When you execute it, you can execute it by clicking run, or on your keyboard, you click Control Enter. For those who are using MacBook, you click Command Enter, and you'll be able to see your path. So this is the path. The third thing that I want us to look at is how do you check the content that are inside your folder? To check the files that are inside our folder, that are inside our folder, you use the command dir. Dir stands for directory. You highlight, then you execute. And on your console window, remember the function or the work of the console window is to display the results that you've executed in your source editor's window. And you can see here we are telling R to tell us the files that are inside our folder, that is my R class. And it has listed quite a number of files. There is data3, there is data3.csv, there is exported data.csv, there is my first R class, and all these until r_class1.csv. Now that we know how to change the location of our folder, check the folder we are working on, and also check the files that are inside our folder, the next thing that we want to do is how do we install packages in R? We have two steps of installing packages in R. There's one that we use the function install. We use this function install.packages. Or alternatively, you can go to your plot and others window, then you click on packages, then you install. And we are going to look at them, the two steps. The first step that I've mentioned, you come here and say install packages. Then inside the bracket, we want to install a package called ggplot. ggplot 2. So we use ggplot, and we are going to look at ggplot later on during the course to visualize our data. So, and I can add a comment so that my readers or my supervisor will know. So here we can say ggplot 2 package for data visualization. We are using it for data visualization. And here we want to execute it. So I highlight the entire line and I run the command. And on your console, you see that it is installing. The installation is taking place. And there's a warning sign here that says interrupt R. So you don't click on it. You let it run. Once it has completed, it will tell you here, package ggplot2 successfully unpacked and it is ready for use. So that's how you install, the first step. The second step, another way of installing, you come to packages, then you click on install, a pop-up will appear, then it will ask you, do you want to install from repository, in bracket cron, or that's where we are. Then which package do you want to install? Maybe we want to install a package called tidyverse, and we use tidyverse to clean our data. So it will give you also, that's the package that you want to install. Then we click install. Then you'll give it time. You see it is installing this package. Now it has installed the package successfully. So when you scroll up, you'll see that this package, we've installed the ggplot, and also we've installed, using another way, the tidyverse. So those are the steps that you use to install. Now, once you've installed a package, you are supposed to load it. For you to use it, you must load it. It's like you go to the market, you buy your grocery, you bring it to the house, and you put it in your pantry or your store. For you to eat it, you must bring it either to the table or you cook it, then you eat it. But you can't have it in the house and you've not prepared it or cooked the food, then you say that you've eaten it. No. Same as R. One, you install, it will be in the memory of the computer. Now we need to bring it to the memory of our R Studio. So here, how do you load packages? So we are going to look at how to load packages. And to load packages, we use the function called library. We use the function called library. So we will say library. Which library we want to load? We want to load library for visualization, ggplot2. So this is the library that you want to load. You highlight it and you execute. On your console window, you will see that it has been executed successfully. And now we are ready to use the ggplot package. We are ready to use the ggplot package. So that's how you perform these critical functions. First step, you need to change my folder. You need to change the location of my folder. The second step, you need to check the folder you are working on. The third action that follows is to check the files that are inside your folders. Then you install the packages that you're going to use as our fourth step. The fifth one is to load the library. With those, if you master those 5 steps, then you are ready to go. In a few minutes, in our next video, we are going to look at how to update all installed packages, seek help, and then list the function. Thank you for listening.